Good evening. Evening, y'all. I'm back in the evening. I wanted to talk to you guys today about a few things. I wait for a few people to get online so we can start chatting. How's everybody this evening? Throw some cat treats for Velvet over there. Come on, Velvet. Um, so I have a lot of questions on how do I decode things? What is my process? You know, how do I start? What do I need? How do you even get to the point where you are interested or even wanting to see deeper into things spiritually? Well, it always starts out with reading or researching, like, your favorite book or just something, a movie or a video, your favorite singer, and reading about unknown things. Then it has, to go further by writing down notes, asking yourself questions, things to research upon later. So that's where the journals come in. And I like to keep journals that look like books because I don't um, like to have my kids in thinking that it's like a drawing spiral notebook and just tearing pages out. So if you have kids, you need to have something that they won't touch or, a special place to keep stuff. So I make notes and things like that all the time in journals while I'm reading so that I can research deeper. Because if you just read a book, you're not going to absorb it. You need to take notes, ask questions, connect dots, write down what certain things mean, what certain words mean, how metaphors are used in the book that you're, hi, kitty, reading. So you need to have a journal to take notes, pen. And I say a candle because sometimes, you can have a scent that will just relax you, keep you from wanting to do something else or be distracted. Some aromatherapy, if you don't like candles, you can get like a room spray. Y'all know Man of Letters. He has all these really nice sprays. If you don't do candles, or if you're too young for candles, or if you're at work or in a place you're not allowed to burn candles, or just don't want to burn candles, um, you can do a spray or an oil, essential oil. So, de- depending on your process on how you research and study, just get in a comfortable place. Get a book that you're interested in at the moment. Don't try to read something you're not interested in because it's not going to vibrate with you correctly. Get something that piques your interest right now, even if you're not, even if it's not relevant, it's relevant to you, and that's all that matters. Okay. Then you get your little journal and pen. You get in a comfortable spot where you're not going to be bothered very much. And you zone in. You just zone in, and then you get this, blocking out of everything. And when you can zone in on something, you see on a deeper level. When you zone in on something and you're really seeking it, that's when the most knowledge comes. That's when you connect the dots faster. And even like, if you have a hard time concentrating and things like that, um, my elixirs and gold, copper, platinum, and stuff like that will also help you focus and zone in on those things if you have issues with that. So, whatever you can do to get into that zone is going to be very helpful in your spiritual growth. Kitty, come here, kitty. I got some treats. I see that she just wants to get out. Come on, kitty. Here you go. Treats. They love these. Okay, so I have several journals. So many, I don't know. You're on Elixir 5 now. You love them. That's wonderful. Yeah. I just put a whole order in because I'm almost sold out. But I put a whole order in. A lot of people are ordering them now as we get closer to July. And I've also noticed a pattern of things out in the media about people catching other people doing cocaine. A lot of people doing cocaine, like opiates and stuff like that. It's because their frequency is too low and they're trying to raise it. A lot of spiritual people are like, I know a lot of uh, some priest was caught doing cocaine. A lot of people in Hollywood, the elites, they're doing a lot of those type of drugs to keep their frequency high because the Earth's frequency is actually really getting faster. I was reading today when I was doing my Patreon and I was doing a lot of research. The vibration of the planets and the frequencies of the planets are getting faster. And so they have to keep up with the frequency of the planet or else they're going to go cuckoo bird box, you know. So a lot of people are trying to stay energized. And that's one of the main reasons I wanted to do my elixirs right when I did them because it was time. Because um, that's going to help you naturally. It's going to work with the alchemy of your body. It's not just a quick fix, and it's not illegal. My cat is not in heat. She's just locked in the door, and my door is closed, and she wants out. Kitty, stop trying to get out. She was begging to get in. Now she's begging to get out. Come on, Kitty. She feels trapped, so I guess I gotta go let her out. She shut up. Okay. They say, what is my Myers-Briggs type? Oh, I so forgot. I think I was like what was that? Was that the architect? I think it's an architect. Mm-hmm. Come on, kitty. Come on, kitty. Okay. So, yeah, get all your stuff together and focus in right now because a lot of people are so clueless as to what's going on. You know, it's it's almost too much to explain if you haven't been learning, and it's so overwhelming when someone asks you, "Well, how do I start?" It's thank you, Calvin, for the donation. It's so overwhelming when someone says, "Well, where do I start?" It's like we're almost done. you know, we're traveling through the universe and stuff like that. Frequencies are changing. You're asking where to start, but they have to start somewhere. So I always tell them just find whatever you're interested in and start learning there. You'll be guided to the right place according to your intuition. So just start somewhere. It doesn't even matter where. Um, I'm not. Oh, y'all, I'm reading some of these comments. Okay, so I wanted to show y'all something. I know sometimes y'all see the little merch down below on that little bar where you can buy some of my merch. So I have this sweatshirt down there. If you scroll over past the plasma sweatshirt, if you just scroll a little bit, you'll see this shirt. It says, "I put a spell on you." It's a sweatshirt. There's a little spell book. And this is like the plasma on here, the magical plasma. And then on the back, it says Dark Realm, the spell book. So that's on there as well as the plasma sweatshirts. I just wanted to show that to y'all because you can get this in t-shirt form or sweatshirt, whatever. Thank you, Tiffany. Spirituality originated in Nubia, not Egypt. Okay, wonderful. A spirituality has been around for millions and billions of years. You know, I don't think it started on Earth, but that is one of the places where it restarted. You are correct. In the Emerald in the Emerald Tablet, Thoth talks about how it was taken. The knowledge was taken there. Hmm. So, yeah. Do you have a video explaining plasma? Yes, in my dark energy uh, playlist on my YouTube channel, there's a lot of explanation of what that is. It's just the fourth state of matter. Just look up the fourth state of matter. There's um, liquid, no, there's solid, liquid, gas, and then there's plasma. It's like lightning, light orbs, static electricity. Right. Mm-hmm. It's right. Started in the cosmos, right. Will I do spell videos again? If you want me to do the same spells over and over, I mean, maybe. I might. You never know. Sometimes I surprise y'all. I do have a book right here that I got a couple of months, maybe last year. And I was actually looking at this, all these festivals and spells and stuff. And this is a cute book. Like, if y'all have ever bought a spellcraft book or a spell book, this one is it's really nice because it has like, for like a beginner, it's really easy. So if you're trying to do spells and you're a beginner, you know, this is a decent, good beginner spell book. It's just the Feast of Saint Michael. Then they have one for summer solstice that's actually coming up right now. If you wanted to do something for the solstice. And that's the one I was looking for. Where'd it go? Okay, here we go. Midsummer's Day or Solstice. It gives you a list of stuff that you need. And all that, but I don't really do these type of things. This is more for like a Wiccan or someone that practices, you know, this type of nature magic. But I would kind of like alter it by just honoring and meditating or reading or getting that energy, that sun energy, putting my crystals out, getting all that good energy and manifesting and things like that. Okay. The cat's trying to get out. Kitty. I'm gonna throw my shoe at her. I didn't throw it at her. I just threw it at a bag. She wants to get out. I need to buy a spell book. Oh yeah, you know, I sell lots of supplies, spell books, cards, and things like that on my store, Dark Realm online occult shop. It's in the link below on my description box. Yeah, let me go let this thing out. Actually, hold on a second. So, Kitty, you don't want to stay with me? Let the beast out. Come here. Come here, Kit Leisha. Just a good girl. You see, you're on count. Look at this precious thing. Isn't she pretty? Look at her. Velveeta. She just wants some love. She is not hungry. She's been eating snacks. There's snacks all on the floor. Ow. You see this? Does this look hungry to you? She is good and full, aren't you? Yeah, I'm good, you're full. I'm good, you're full. She's under my spell. Okay. Now I have fur on my lips. You want a cat? Oh. Come on, kitty. You miss your cat? Oh, I'm sorry. So, so this book is cool for beginners. I think I bought it because it was on sale and it was cheap, and I was just gonna do a book review on it and look at it. And I like to do make up my own spells, but I like to look at other people's books and do reviews on them and things like that. So I did buy that to review and look through it and get ideas and things like that. I buy all types of books for ideas and reviews, and sometimes things click for me, even if it's like a book that I'm not really going to follow. Sometimes just one or two lines in it, it's like a clicking moment. Like, wow, even though it has nothing to do with what I'm researching or what I'm reading, it clicks somewhere else and makes sense somewhere else. So, like, I have extra journals on hand for when I run out of room. You can get these type at like Five Below for real cheap. You can get cheap ones from the Dollar Tree. You can order expensive ones online from my store, shameless plug. But you should always have one on hand, just in case you have an idea or a profound thought or a dream, or something you saw on TV that you want to look up later or decode later. You always need to have something to write with in a journal so that you don't lose that thought, because that thought comes and it may not revisit you. And that could have been a life turning moment. That could have been something that would have taken you on a totally different path, or maybe your next, huge money making opportunity or idea, or getting you prepared for something that you had no idea that was coming, because that's how everything starts. Like one decision, one choice, one thing that you look up that starts you to look up the next thing and the next thing until now you have a whole story or a whole, new thing. So keep that in mind and never be without, you have your phone so you can just do a voice recording. Kitty, let me let her out because she will keep going and going and going. Like the Energizer bump. I'll be right back. Come on, Kitty. I'm gonna let you out. So cute. So, sorry, y'all. She was trying to get out. She doesn't like closed doors. You use your voice recorder. Yeah, I'll do that too if I don't have something to write in. But when I write, it flows better. I don't know why. I guess because I'm old school. I don't know. But when I write, it just flows better. It's like, I guess because you know how they have like automatic writing and things just start coming through. And you see a word and you see how it looks on paper, you see how it's spelled, It's like a subconscious, subliminal message because of how etymology works. And then you think of something and it leads you to the next thing and the next thing. That's why they have like all of those symbols and, carvings and hieroglyphs on the wall, because they just spark something in your brain and in your spirit to keep going in a certain direction. It's like they connected all the dots and they made it work with how your brain functions and how your eyes see it and perceive it. So writing is always going to be leading you faster to the next thing. Even if it's just chicken scratch, you're still getting the effect. If you don't have good handwriting, don't even worry about it. I write in the dark. I go to the movies. I take my journal to the movies and write in darkness. I'll figure it out later. Look at this chicken scratch. I'll figure it out later. But if I need to decode a movie, I'll write down in the darkness. I don't even see what I'm writing until I get home, and it's like, ooh. And then like when I have like light and I can see, it's way neater versus when I'm in the dark. So I write in the dark sometimes too. You'd be amazing what you find out in the dark. So just try that. If you're bored one day and you don't have anything to do, go get calm. Maybe after you meditate or take a nap or after you wake up or whatever you need to do, sit in the dark or sit in a dimly lit room if you don't like darkness. Maybe light a candle so you don't want to be in the dark by yourself. Get you some plasma energy. And just start writing things that come to your mind, questions that you always wanted to answer. Write all that stuff down and get to know yourself. Most people don't know themselves. That's why they can't do anything or go anywhere. And that's why they're always stuck. Because until you know yourself and what you're capable of, you can't really do much. You know what I'm saying? How are you going to be a powerful spiritual worker, or how are you going to be a powerful priestess, or how are you going to be a powerful whatever if you don't even know who you are? Your blood, most people walk around don't even know anything about themselves, blood type, anything. So we got to know who we are. We need to sit and just be with ourselves for a while, because I always say this, most of the thoughts that we have are not our own thoughts. Thank you, Enchanting Maria. Spirit. Persons with money can buy experience magic for the poor. They can do whatever they want. They got money, but that doesn't mean it's going to work. Layla, you are about 2 minutes too late. But come here.
What?
I was trying to get you to come open the door. For Kit Lita. You can stand here if you want. What are we doing? Mm-hmm. Oh, you want a journal? Or do you want it? Just to write about your feelings and thoughts and whatever. You want to write about?
No.
I know you're worried about Sasha finding it.
No.
Okay, well, when you're ready, I got a bunch of them.
What? Why?
Because I always writing. Look at this. This one, look. I'm showing her on my journal. I'm always reading and writing. And writing and reading. Look at this one. So I got like 5, like they're not in any type of order. They don't have any type of significance. I just write in them.
Oh.
There's no order.
Check the snack so you can have
No, don't let her in because she was screaming to get out for like 10 minutes. So close the door, baby. Thank you. Thank you. It's a full moon tonight. Yes. So, in full moons, things like that is a good time to write in your journal and research and read, get them energy, whatever. For me, I'm doing that every day. So whether it's a full moon or not, I just get an added extra bonus or whatever. But I'm doing that on a daily basis. You know what I did today? I woke up, started researching, went to sleep researching, woke up researching, was was typing on my Patreon, lost the story because I was stupid and didn't save. Then I was like, it was too long anyway. So I went back and did a simplified version, and it came out a little bit better and probably easier for people to understand. I was decoding the speech that Drake did after Toronto Raptors won. He went on Instagram Live, and everything he spoke was straight up code. And someone told me to decode it because I would have never watched that because I don't care about sports. But sports are also set up to send messages in code. So I went ahead and listened to it, and I'm just hearing code after code after code. So I decoded most of it with whatever I found on YouTube. I think it was like 5 to 11 minutes. And I decoded whatever I could get. But it was very eye-opening. hmm You're going to do some researching. Good for you. And so I spent like 3 hours, and then most of it got deleted and I had to start over. But I already knew what to do because I'd already done everything. And so it was faster and easier, and it came out way better anyway. So, mhm. Don't repeat the same spells. Casting spells teaches you transmutation. Right. Um, you did? Thank you, North Miami Ashley. Once you ascend. Oh, hey, High Priestess. Many people are still searching for their spiritual selves and need awakening. That's true. As long as you're starting somewhere and reading and researching something, that's good. Just don't stop. As long as you're not doing nothing, that's even if you're reading the Bible and trying to decode it because you don't got nothing else, that's better than nothing. Because the Bible is in straight up code. So you can get your phone and Google, spiritual meaning of this word or this thing, and start decoding anything. Just start somewhere. hmm And like I said, if people want to learn to decode, I do have a Patreon. Decode with Ashira is the name of my Patreon. If you just go and search it, or I can link it below. Let me see if I can get it together. Here we go. I'm gonna put the link copy in the feed if it lets me, and then I'll link it down below later. But yeah. And no one is going to decode 100% the same exact way as I do, but the process of teaching people how to do it according to where they are in their consciousness is the key, because I've decoded stuff that I need to go back and decode now again with a new level of consciousness, because there's steps and frequencies and levels and dimensions to decoding all things. Hey, Quentin. Quentin in the house. And Self-Elevated and TJ Starboy. How y'all doing? So, self-elevation. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read and do a video and greet people all at the same time. Okay, so everything is to be decoded over and over and over again. Your levels of consciousness determine how you see things. And so you can see things in a simplified way, a complex way, a super complex way. And then when you get to where you can't even talk to people anymore and everything that you say sounds like some kind of weird puzzle riddle, um, that's when you way up here and you have to come back to earth sometime because that's why you have to start anywhere you can. And once you start to see that everything is a symbol or a message to what's going on right now or in the near future, then you'll start to understand it and it'll be natural. You won't even have to really decode anymore unless it's something that you just need to brush up on. Like I have Sasha doing it. We'll watch commercials and look at each other like, did you see that? And like there'll be a code word and Sasha's head will pop up because she understands like that what that word is there for. You know, there'll be a song and the lyrics are, very force, telling and her head will pop up because she knows how to do this. Yes. hmm Um, the spiritual ish is like Megatron Q. Right. Isn't that Nicki Minaj's new album name? Megatron? She's gonna drop an album called Megatron. Hmm, interesting. What do y'all know about Megatron? Metatron, but she's calling it Megatron, but that's the same thing. They got to change it up for transformers, transmuters, transformers. That's the same thing. You a transmuter? I'm a transformer. That's Megatron. That's Metatron. Right. Sasha was all excited for Teen Titans Go. She said, "There's a new Teen Titan. Her name is Bumblebee, and she is black, or she is black like me." I'm like, Tron is the Matrix. Shapeshift. Megatron. Um, Enoch turned into Megatron. Uh-huh. Bumblebee. Right. All these superhero movies are straight up code for, the ancient gods and things like that. Angels, uh, cosmic beings, all of it is. So every time you watch any type of movie, you're going to get the information in your subconscious mind, which is why it's so easy to learn how to decode because we have so many references. Like I can just tell you what movie, like I can give you a movie that may explain the entire book of Enoch in movie form, because movies, songs, and social media, not social media, movies, songs, and like huge media events are what we call the new prophecies or the new literature because it's just retelling the same stories over and over with different characters and names and just trying to do it in a different way that's creative. So, hmm what movie explains the book of Enoch? So many. Like there's parts of it in every movie. There's parts of because that thing is so long and drawn out. It's like there's parts of the Bible in every movie. I mean, look, Harry Potter series. It's everything. The whole story. It's all. in every movie. Hancock, right? Superman, it's in every movie. Superman is son of man. So just all of it, everything. Shrek, dang Shrek, all Disney movies. So if you're watching, just start trying to decode. If you're familiar with the literature, even if you're not, you can see code in it. You don't have to be familiar with literature or these old books or whatever. But once you do read them, you see so much more because you see exactly what they're trying to tell you or portray because you've seen it written somewhere before. Just like somebody read, the ancient Egyptian texts and then they read the Bible, they was like, something seems familiar. Hmm. Perhaps this person is really that person from ancient Kemet. That's how decoding starts. So if you have all the back information, if you have all the stories and the literature and the stories and the mythologies and the religions and stuff, and and you've read them all, then when you start watching movies, you start to see Lion King is a whole different way. You say, hey, Mufasa, I think Uncle Scar is set. You start to see stuff like that, and then you're able to. Your kids now know the story or some of the story of Horus and Set because they watched The Lion King. Um, and that's how you can explain it to them and teach them. And when they watch it, and then you try to teach them a story about Horus, Set, Thoth. Then they say, "Oh, Rafiki must be Thoth." Then your kids can learn very easy because they have something that they can enjoy and learn from at the same time if you know the background story. So, mhm. Thanks for everything. Thank you. Mhm. But it took me. What really made me start decoding? When there's something that you really want to find out that is hidden from you, you become an expert. You ever seen those people that were wronged or they couldn't afford a lawyer or they had to do their own legal research and they became an expert in every kind of field there was because they wanted or sought justice? You have to be highly motivated to do this research. You have to have a reason, whatever that reason may be. It may go away, it may not matter anymore in 2 years, but you need a drive that's going to push you to that next level of intensity. So mine was trying to figure out, y'all are going to laugh at me, but y'all probably already know. Mine was trying to figure out the Michael Jackson thing, the whole thing surrounding MJ. And so, my love for Michael Jackson and things like that got me looking into all these lyrics, symbols, and videos, occult symbolism. I mean, I already knew how to read tarot cards. I already knew how to do all that stuff. But to get me into decoding on a deeper level of, consciousness, it was MJ. He woke me up to see way more, you know. So I would say then I started decoding every artist after that, but it started with him, definitely. hmm yours was the whole numerical code with Tesla that drove you crazy. The 369. Mm-hmm. Um, the Matrix movie is amazing. Yep, I used a lot of Matrix. Y'all probably tired of hearing me say the Matrix. That movie, the MJ thing, all combined together, like all that stuff came out like during the early 2000s, and that was a huge awakening period for a lot of young younger people that we were young then. We ain't young now, but we were younger then. Okay. Why Michael Jackson? Well, his name says it all. His name means who is like God and Son of Man. Decode his name. Erica Badu too. Yeah. Hi, Sasha. Close the door, baby. So, when you don't understand something, don't dismiss it. Come back around to it later. Don't just throw it in the garbage and say that's too hard for me. Let it come back around later, and then you'll probably perfectly understand it. Like I was telling them how, like, we watch TV and your head will pop up when you hear a certain song or a certain word because like it's like code. Like Lion King and all the Disney movies and stuff.
I'm Sophia Kukunyichunya.
You're so cute, Cheech. So,
I'm gonna go back upstairs.
Okay. Love you. Eskimo kiss. Travis Scott. Like a lot of these rappers who you think are not making sense at all and just saying random words, those random words are code. Just think of it like that. Be careful, Sasha. Close door. Thank you. Erica Badu woke you up? Yeah. For you, it was the underachievers that got me into decoding. They are hip hop artists from NY. You should check them out. Oh, that's the name of a group. Okay. There are songs that I would always sing and have in the back of my mind, and I just liked them for no reason because of the subconscious or subliminal messaging, I guess. And then I would just start singing it one day and start decoding it, and it would be a whole new song for me. Like Summer Breeze. Like, what song was I singing yesterday? Cruising by Smokey Robinson. That whole cruising song is about what's going on right now. Do you remember that song? Baby, or D'Angelo remade it in the 90s. Baby, let's cruise away from here. Don't be confused. The way I have Jimi Hendrix too. It's clear. Because if you want it, you got it forever. Go listen to those lyrics. Smokey Robinson was like one of the best songwriters of all time. A bunch of Stevie Wonder songs, of course. Yep. When Earth, Wind and Fire, Stevie, all of them, Isley Brothers. I like some summer breeze all in my mind. I think if I was to go unconscious forever, like how they like unplug robots and they lose their consciousness forever, I would want to drift off to that song. It's like you would go somewhere cool. Anyway. July is dressed up and playing a tune. I was repeating that line like 10 times the other day. I was just walking around my house repeating that line. Sasha was looking at me crazy. I'm like, it means something. Anyway, I will repeat a line in a song with the tune. You have to sing it because it's the frequency that will click. So if you start listening to music, you'll see a pattern. You'll see the tune. You'll see the Fibonacci sequence. You'll see which frequency according to which chakra it's trying to open. It's crazy. I I never listened to music like that before until I started decoding lyrics, and then I saw that each tune or each note was a frequency. And if these a lot of these artists are very woke, and depending on the note and tune that they're playing on a guitar or singing or holding or starting the song off with, is setting the tone for your frequency. So, like Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder. So I'm like, I was like, right. July is dressed up playing a tune. Nicole, you got it. See, she's good. um, Grandmother Willow. Diana Ross. Oh yeah. All of Motown, because a lot of those songs are written by Smokey Robinson. A lot of Motown artists are gonna have deep songs, because Smokey Robinson was behind them. Stevie Wonder, he wrote a lot of those songs. Hmm. I can't get into certain people. Rico, I don't. I'm so sorry. I can't get into her voice. I listen to a lot of other stuff, but I can't get into her voice for some reason. I need to just. I don't know. um, Nina Simone. I ordered a album online. It came and it was cracked. I was so upset because it's an original. So let's see if I can get my money back for it. Yeah, I listen to a lot of Nina Simone. There's code in that too. Yes, yes, definitely. Mhm. Mhm. So, Tony Braxton, I'm probably sure there is. I didn't really listen to her, any of her music to try to decode it. 'Cause maybe I will, but not lately. I know Lauryn Hill. Shoot, I listened to that song. I listened to that album again, and I'm like, she's not talking to a she. She's not talking to an ex. Thank you, Mary. Sure, can you do a spell on me to be fearless? Fearless. To be fearless against what? What do you fear? Like, thank you for the donation. Like, um, Jill Scott, I'm sure. Yeah. X Factor was crazy. Everything is everything. The X Factor is not even about an X. How about that? Mm, so yeah, if you want to be fearless, just stop caring what people think. Walk into the unknown and stop caring what people think. That's the first thing I can tell you to do. Learn about whatever you're afraid of. That's how you become fearless. knowledge. Right. Do, do, do. So, yeah, X Factor is not about her ex boyfriend. It's about a group of ex friends or people that betrayed her, us, them, people, them people. Shout out to them people. I pull up in a lemon. So all those Beyonce songs you thought were about Jay-Z on Lemonade, they're not about Jay-Z. Okay. Um, so a lot of deeper things. But you know, that's another thing. I had to do a consultation with a lady today, and she wants to be in the entertainment industry, and she has no clue on, or she didn't have a lot of clues on. She had a little bit. She didn't know that it required this much knowledge to, be in that type of industry. And I was trying to explain to her that if you don't know this stuff, you will be taken advantage of, you know, for real. So you need an advisor or somebody to help you or whatever. Bye, Slash. And if you don't, they're just going to use you as a pawn in their games. If you don't have a family member in it, someone to help you get through and around with people, if you don't have an advisor, if you don't have the knowledge, you're just going to be a pawn. And people just are so, oh, I'm an artist. I'm into the music. I love to write music. If your song has no code in it, no one's gonna want it. If your song has no code in it and it's just stupid, it has no deeper meaning, nobody wants it. It could be a love song about how you got your heart broken or whatever, whatever. But if there's no hidden code in it, they may want to rewrite it. They may like your tune or your beat. You may have a better chance with some beats at versus a songwriter. So even if you're a rapper, if you don't have code in there, they're not gonna want you. You know, if you catch the people's attention, if you have the magnetism, they will hire someone to help you write your lyrics. If you can pull in people, if you're majorly influential, that's what they did with Cardi B. She came out with her little first album. It was probably, not too much code up in there. But then they saw that how much people were into it, and so then they said, okay, well, we're gonna help you now. We're gonna put some code up in your music. So unless you have that magnetism or that it that draws people in, they give you your freshman album. Then after your freshman album, they bring in that code, especially if it's like a number one top seller, they bring in that code. So that's what you're seeing Cardi B evolving into now. And I'm sure she's learning a little bit about it. Probably not too focused, new mom. All this success happened really fast. And she's just doing whatever they're telling her to do and da da da. But eventually she's going to start to absorb it and understand it on a deeper level. So, I mean, her name means heart, Cardi. So, of course, heart chakra. Okay. And like Nicki Minaj, what does her name mean? Um, I looked up Nikki or Nicole. Yeah, I know one of y'all in here name is Nicole. So what does your name mean? Sometimes I have to re-look up names because I forget. Did she leave? I'm gonna look it up anyway. Victory of the people. Okay. So Minaj is like three. Trinity, victory of the people, Trinity. Um, mhm. So always like decode people's names. People's like, well, how do you decode names? That's the simplest thing to decode. There are so many websites that tell you what your name means because people name their children and they want their children to have name meaning. So they just go look up on like I just type in the person's name, just the first name. You don't type the whole name in. You got to do each individual name. Like they have a middle name, you have to do that name by itself, the first name by itself, the last name by itself, and then you put it all together and see what it means. Right. Mhm. So, I have like countless books with random people's names in it because I was researching. They if someone found this, they probably think I was like had some kind of disorder. Like, look at this. I'm gonna find something that made me look crazy. See, I was trying to decode people's names, like Donald, Donald Trump, Jane, Patricia. But fishing through the stars. Like what? It's just like some random stuff, but I know what I'm thinking and doing when I'm writing it and decoding it. It's just I need something to write on. So, right. Numbers mean things, colors mean things, names of months mean things, symbols mean things. Um, so everything is specifically placed in videos. Everything to a T is specifically placed. The director, the producer, they all have to be on code, you know. So if you're trying to get into that industry, you need to get the knowledge or get someone that you trust with the knowledge. Um, mhm. So yeah, it's easy to start decoding. If you're just trying to begin, just start decoding people's names. Then start decoding numbers. You can just Google those. Then color, start real small. Then symbols like stars, hearts, then days of the week. Then, things like that. Just keep moving up. Dreams are a good thing to interpret as a beginner and decoding. You just look up the symbol of what you see in the dream. Like they don't have to know the whole drawn out crazy dream. Just pick out the symbols in it. If you see a house, write down the house. What kind of house is it? Is it nice? Is it ugly? Is it dark? Write down, um, old house. That's all you need. They don't need to know the story. Um, because it's the symbols that are speaking to you. Then you can piece the story back together in your mind once you decode the symbols. So um, you would go look up spiritual meaning of house. Then you would think, okay, well, why was it old? Or why was it all ugly and messed up? Is that how I feel about myself, or is that how whatever, whatever? Um, or does that how I feel about them? So it's something like that. It just goes in order according to what symbols you see in your dreams. hmm You're trying to be more attuned with your dreams and decoding it. Yep. When I would wake up from my dream, if I were going to write it down, I just wrote down the symbols in my dream because you're always going to remember the order if you see the symbols. The symbols will hold the order of the dream because you'll just write down house da 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 da. Penguin if you saw a penguin in your dream. I don't know. Shoe, bridge, and then once you see them in the order that you saw them in or that you remembered them in, the dream will put itself back together and it'll be easier to remember. So just write down the symbols. Don't worry about getting the story out. It's the symbols that hold the story. Okay. Um, that's why they use symbols to tell stories in ancient Kemet because the symbols hold the story, and it keeps it there without people being able to change it. You know, and once if you can't change a story, then you can't change um, the subconscious subliminal messages either. You know, you can hide it, you can hide stuff, but you can't change it. Mhm. What do you think of super sense memory loss? I think I don't even know who that is. I want to change my name from symbolic reasons. You want us to change your name to symbolic reasons. Some names are why people can't ascend to a higher level. Yeah. Um, I have aliases. I have so many names. I got different names for whatever. Change your name. I mean, you're the authority of yourself, so change your name. Mhm. If my name was something bad, I would change it for sure. I'll be down there tomorrow trying to change it. It's like, don't call me that. I'll be mad at my mom. Why didn't you research my name? That's where you name it at. um, right. What do you know or think about bloodlines? DNA holds a lot of information and frequency. I'll just say that. So it's good to know. My name means singer of songs. I'm more multifaceted than my name, of course. But if you think about what singer of songs is, then think about it. Just, decode that. Decode what your name meaning means. Singer, what is a singer? A siren, someone that uses their throat chakra, someone that has harmony, frequency, and puts out energy, light, and information. Songs are messages, you know? There you go. So just think about it on a deeper level. Um, my real name means joy, Joy. That's not my real name, but that's what my real name means. Joy is a state of bliss, comfort, not needing to be happy or sad, not needing to be up or down, not needing to be anything but content in what I am and bring joy to others, help them get balanced, help them learn how to transmute, you know. So, and then I found out that my last name, I had no idea what my last name meant for so long. It was just like an island off the coast of Sicily. And every time I looked it up, someone was saying, oh, it just means you're from that place. I'm like, no, it means you didn't have no daddy. Um, because when they named you after the place that you were from instead of your daddy's last name, it's because either you weren't allowed to marry outside of the race, or um, your mom got pregnant and couldn't marry the father, or the father deserted, or he was married or something. So whenever you have a last name that says a place, that means you ain't your ancestors ain't had no daddy. So like Leonardo da Vinci. Vinci was Venice, and his mom was like a melanated person that came and from like certain area, and she was not allowed to marry the person that got her pregnant because of the color. They weren't supposed to marry interracially back then. So he just got named after the city that he was born in. So this African lady that I was doing a consultation with, I think she was from Ghana. She told me that my name meant something. Man, I can't even remember what it meant. She said that's a popular name in Ghana or in Africa. She said, "Really?" I said, "Really?" Because I didn't even think it was African. But that's what I meant to do. I need to go research that. So it's just strange. But it could also be French because the French did colonize Africa. So we might be going in a circle. So we'll see. But it's just something I'm gonna look into later. Okay. Um, um, there is the name similar to mine in Middle East that means beautiful. I had someone tell me, "Oh, okay, that's nice." So, right, I can't find the meaning of Guy, my last name. I only found some name Guy Hawk who started the name. That's because you don't know how to research. I'm a teacher right now. You lucky we're live together. Okay, you ready? I'm gonna show you. Okay, go to your search engine, Google whatever it is, Safari. Type in name, no, type in guy, space, name, meaning. And here go or search or whatever. Guy is French English given name which is derived from the Italian and Germanic name Guido. You are Guido. Unrelated to this, Guy is also an anglicization of the Hebrew name translated into Gia, which means ravine. Your name means ravine, Ravin. Well, what is a ravine, you ask? Type in ravine. Hit go. Ravine means a deep, narrow gorge with steep sides. Synonyms are canyon, gully, pass, gap. Okay? That's how you look up your name. Born by the river. I was born by the river. So that's how you need to research. You can't stop. When you stop, that means you don't care enough. Keep going. And it's like in Aladdin when the genie says, "Well, you need to be very specific when you try to research something." Like the search bar is like a genie. If you don't type in the correct thing, you're not going to get something. So you need to type in name, meaning of, or you need to type in the name first and then name, meaning. So guy, name, meaning. Keep it simple, and you'll see. Scroll down. Don't always click on the first thing. Scroll a little bit. Hmm. Your name was made up. What's your name? Zaina? Zaina? Well, that sound like somebody had no teeth and was trying to call you Diana when they look up Diana. The Anna, Diana. Look up all those names and pick which one you like. Ziana sounds like Diana. I'm going with Ziana, Diana. Close enough. SD bless me, so gotta bless you. Hey, TB 212 TB. Thank you. I'm glad you got blessed. That means I get blessed. Thank you. I appreciate that. um, okay. Appreciate that. That was very generous. Um, so yeah, just start researching everybody's name in your family. Stuff's gonna start to make sense after a while. You look up your mom's name, your dad's name. Some people's name match them so good. Some people's name hold them back, and that's why a lot of people change their names. Like when they become real spiritual, they don't like the name that they got. They don't like what it stands for. They don't like who gave it to them, so they go ahead and go and change it. Mhm. Oh, you was gonna your baby Zion plus Diane. See, there you go. If you're making up names, you need to record them online or put them somewhere online. So like if it becomes popular, people can go and research what it means. So if you're making up names and you know what they mean because you're researching it, you need to make like a blog or something and put it in there. Because there's so many people that have names that they don't know what it means, and it could have had deeper meaning behind it, but people didn't record it. But now we have the internet, so we can. hmm Your ex last name was Moron. That's funny. My name is my name is daughter of Zeus. Should I research Zeus? Yes, yes, and research all his daughters. See which one you probably are. Um, okay, so that's why I have all these little books around because I interpret a lot of different things. A lot of companies use symbols. A lot of company names have deeper meaning. Logos, things like that. So you always want to keep a lookout on that kind of stuff. Like that's how I choose my doctors. If I do go to a doctor, like when I went and had my kids, I chose according to their names. If I'm gonna go get something like um let's see, if I'm gonna take like Layla to the doctor, to get a checkup, or I don't really do that anymore, but when I did, when they were young, I would research their names first. I don't just go to anybody. I need to know what they look like. I go online, I get their names, I see if they look trustworthy. I do analysis on them. I'm like, she's a woman. She looks like she's new doctor, so she has more integrity. Her religion probably persuades her to act more morally versus this person probably ain't got no religion, even though I don't have religion, but I know if someone has religion, they're more likely to stay within the moral I'm thinking deep when I choose doctors. And I choose them by their name and their birthday. If it's emergency, I'm not gonna do all that. But if I have the time, I will. hmm I make sure like sometimes that I'm compatible with whoever I'm going to be speaking with astrologically so that there's no miscommunications or anything like that. So it's very important to kind of take time to do that kind of stuff if you can. Even if it's someone who's going to work on your house or that you're going to go into business with or that you're going to, you know, work with. uh Do I like men or women doctor? I always go for a woman doctor. Always go for woman doctor. Nothing against men doctor. I've had men doctors that were for certain things, emergencies. I don't care who it is, but if I have the time, I'm going to choose a woman doctor because they listen more. No offense, but they listen more than they speak. Male doctors speak more than they listen. So I'm going to the female doctor. Hi, Sasha.
Hi, Mama. What you doing, Mama?
I'm making a video, Sasha. Would you like to join me?
Maybe, Mama.
Maybe. Maybe, baby. Mhm. You bored?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go on my phone. Let me do it on my phone.
So, yeah, I just think about certain things like that. A lot of people complain that their doctors don't listen to them and that they just dismiss their symptoms. That's because they probably went to a male doctor. Okay. Mm-hmm. A woman doctor can also relate to some of what you're talking about because she's a woman too. Exactly. Most doctors are just prescription artists. Mm-hmm. Mm. You are decoding a story I was told about my birth. I'm figuring out reasons why that lady hates me. I'm trying your method in your Patreon group. Blurry. Thank you for that. Thank you for joining my Patreon. But first of all, you shouldn't be wasting your time off trying to figure out why someone hates you. First of all, okay, don't waste your time on that. They hate you because you're better than them. That's why. That's it. That's good enough. You just keep moving. Move on. Decode something that really matters. Okay. The word vibration, all that matters, right? That's just the truth. Nobody hates anyone unless they feel insecure or inadequate around them. There's no reason to hate someone unless you murdered their family. Did you murder their family? Then that's the only reason. That's the only other reason that they would hate you. Okay. There you go. How do you decode your life's purpose? Um, your life's purpose is what you do, what you create, what you want your life purpose to be. We have free will. We got free will. We're led in certain directions based on our level of consciousness. So if you want your life purpose to be more profound and deep, then you need to make sure your conscious is more profound and deep. The deeper you are, the more profound your consciousness is, then the more deeper and profound your life purpose will become. If you don't know anything about anything and you're trying to look for some deep life purpose, that's not going to match up. You're not going to have this deep life purpose unless it's to donate organs to somebody with a deeper purpose. But if you don't have a level of consciousness that requires a deep life purpose, then why would you have a deeper life purpose? So first you got to figure out who you are and learn about something, and then your purpose will unfold in front of you. And until then, your purpose should be to learn who you are, learn thyself, and get information and seek knowledge and help teach others along the way if you can. But it should be that. hmm Like, and the funny thing is that some people think their life purpose is a profession. That was a lie. Your life purpose is not always a profession, okay? Because I don't know what my life purpose would be if I had to make it a profession. So, your life purpose is not going to always be a profession or to be in a relationship or something like that. It could be, why do you wake up in the morning? That's your life's purpose. You understand? If you don't know why you're waking up in the morning, figure it out. Why do you wake up in the morning? That's your life purpose at this time. Like, what motivates you to get up out of bed? Think about that for a second. Your kids. Mm-hmm. Is there such thing as a copycat friend? I don't have time to figure out what a copycat friend. I don't care who copied me. They copied Michael Jackson on Thriller. They copied Michael Jackson on Smooth Criminal. I mean, at least they copying you. You the choreographer. Keep dancing. But y'all worrying about the wrong things, right? I don't care if they copy me. Shoot, I'm an inspiration. Oh, look at the moon. Oh. you know, you shouldn't care if they copy you either. You're their inspiration. You have inspired them. You are their life purpose. Like Mandy, her life purpose is to come on here and watch me every day. She wake up for me. Right? So whatever your life purpose is why you get up in the morning, why you get out of bed, what drives you, what keeps you going. That's what you get. That's what you got to do. Um, roll with it. What's your best encounter with a ghost? Sasha, what's our best encounter with a ghost?
What?
So many. Like
What?
Sasha saw a ghost like, was it last month? What did it look like, Sasha?
It had long black hair.
Had long black hair. Probably had on one of my wigs.
No,
Just
it
kidding.
was ratchetly long.
She said it was ratchet and long. What else?
And he was wearing a white dress and it was pale white.
It was a. She
Actually,
said
no, it was not pale white. It had like a color hue. No, it was pale white, yeah.
she says pale white had on a white dress and long black ratchet hair, and it was like standing in front of a doorway. Mm-hmm. And what else did it do? That was it. Just saw it in the doorway.
That was not the last time I saw it.
Saw it again. And then what?
Okay, so I was like downstairs on like that little couch in like in the dining room,
Uh-huh.
and I saw it running down the stairs. And then the next day,
It ran down the stairs.
yeah, I ran back into your room,
You ran in my room.
and then my picture fell down. After that, like when I went to school and my Rico was on the couch and Kitley was upstairs, and I don't think that was home. And the other
Yeah.
one at school,
Mm-hmm.
it just like shook out.
And the picture fell down. Yeah. Well, it's gone now, right?
I have no idea.
You haven't seen it since.
I haven't seen it.
We got rid of it. Remember? We got rid of the
I
ghost.
did not like Michael Jackson.
We put Michael Jackson on the speaker and we played a bunch of MJ songs and it was gone. We raised the frequency of the house so that it couldn't stay. All you got to do is raise the frequency of the house and they can't stay. If they can't match the frequency in the house, they can't stay. That's what it is. That's all you got to do. Like turn on some music with high frequency. Some mosquito. If you have vinyl albums, that gets rid of them faster because the frequency is higher on vinyl. Mm-hmm. It don't have to be MJ. It could be anything that is high frequency. Any music that is high frequency. Okay, that's just what we chose. Plus, we correlated it with Archangel Michael as well to, get rid of lower energy. So, right. Lyrics are very important too. Like, he knew he was talking, he knew what he was talking about. So those lyrics are on point, high frequency naturally. There's no guesswork there. If you don't have anything to go to, go to MJ Music. It'll get rid of it. What song did we play, Sasha? Remember the Time, I Want to Rock with You.
The one that Michael Jackson played Justin Hall, right?
Blood is on the dance floor. We were just having a concert. Mhm. Need help attracting clients? You gotta get on social media. That's where your clients are. Mhm. You use a lot of rose oil? Yeah, we did that too. We, like, put rose oil in the diffuser and then in the house. Mhm. Break it dawn. Um, Ashira, I keep dreaming of kissing a movie star. What does that mean? Look up what his name means. It's always the name. It's always the name. What's his name, girl? The Rock? Dwayne? No, just kidding. What's his name?
Say my name, say my name, around name.
Jason Momoa. Girl, Aquaman. Jason. Son of Jah. Jason means healer, cure, physician. Um, Momoa. Let's see. Look that up. Sasha over there playing music. Um, let's see. It's a Hawaiian last name. What does it mean? Y'all have to look it up because it's like it's a surname. The mist. Mhm. Y'all look up his last name because like surnames take a little bit longer. Um, it's so funny. Like Aquaman dude, he looks so different than he looked on Baywatch. He looked like two different people. It's amazing what a beard and some hair can do. Um, can I go over what you decoded in Drake's live? Oh, that is on my Patreon, and I did that for Patreon. I might do it later on, but you know, the Patreon group, that's exclusive for them for now. But I might go ahead and break it down another time in a later date. Yes. Decode with Ashira on Patreon if you want to join. There's so many other stuff on there too. It says Christ is the last and final prophet. If you knew what Christ meant, I would agree. Mhm. Mandy. If you knew what the word Christ meant, I would have to agree. It's not his last name. Y'all tell her it's not his last name. Mandy, Jesus' birth certificate does not say Jesus H. Christ on it. It don't say that. Okay. That's like saying, yeah, it's like a title or it's like Mhm. So it could be any Christ. You know what I mean? Christos. Mhm. What is what the best God? What do you mean the best? We the best music. Now I know what that means. Um, I mean whatever you like. I would say something that's of higher frequency. Okay. That's even code what DJ Khaled says. We the best music. Hydrogen is the best God. That's it. Is that the highest frequency? No. Thank you. I mean, it will go beyond a god. A god is not. You couldn't even explain something as a god if you were to go on a higher frequency. I would say a god is someone a human that mastered themselves and rose in frequency. You know, they'd have to make up a new name for anything higher than that. Like the cosmos, the universe, dark plasma, dark energy, the frequency, sacred geometry, mm, pure consciousness from source. I don't know. Hmm. You think we can access 100% of our brains? If we could access 100% of our brains, we would not be in physical form at this frequency. You ever saw that movie, Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skulls? When that lady finally found the aliens and she said, I want to know everything. And then they like told her everything and she gained 100% access to her brain and she just disappeared into the plasma. That's what would happen. If you had 100% of your brain, you wouldn't need a physical form at all. You would go straight back to source. Hmm. Right. Have you seen the movie Powder? I sure have. Where he turned into lightning, or AKA the plasma at the end. He says, I feel like something is calling me. Mhm. I had a dream about that Indiana Jones movie recently, really. You know what they're playing a lot on TV right now? Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 2. They're playing what else are they playing a lot of? Movies that you saw, like end of the world movies, especially on Sci-Fi Channel. They come out with some new ancient alien shows with more truth in it this time. They're not hiding as much. I guess they got to compete with Gaia TV or something. I don't know. Hmm. Momo's in the chat. Hey, Momo. Girl, Momo, is that you? Where is she? Girl, me and Momo go way back. Y-
2017.
Like 2017, girl. Hey, Momo. You know where I am. Stop playing. Momo.
Mama wanna learn.
Hey, girl. Momo and I had a consultation. She wanted to level up, and we helped her. Remember? Y'all want to see her before and after? Girl, she needed lashes, contour. We had to get her a wig. So Momo and I go way back. She's like one of my clients. Girl, you sure did level up. Did you ever get your man? Um Hey. Hey Momo. So, Momo is one of my testimonies. If I can help Momo, there's hope for us all. Um, it's the end when Momo coming up in here for help. Sure, can you talk about tarot being the book of Thoth and the guide to the ascension? Um, Tarot has a lot of symbolism in the card itself. Like if you look at a tarot card and then look at the meaning that the book gives you, you'll get told, two totally different meanings of that card. So trusting your intuition versus knowing symbolism versus looking at what the card is supposed to mean by the book, you're going to get so many different types of meaning for that card. Hmm. It's funny if you ask me, she's actually the crazy one, but let her keep. What? Uh huh. DuckTales had a recent episode with Thoth. Did Sasha see it? No. Sasha, you gotta go check out DuckTales. She said there was a
I don't watch DuckTales.
AC AC333 said there was one with Thoth. Remember we saw the preview when we said we need to watch DuckTales again? Because that was one of my favorite cartoons growing up. Hmm?
The theme song is coded.
The theme song of DuckTales is coded. Yes. Life is a mystery. Gonna rewrite history. Might solve a mystery. Or rewrite history. DuckTales. Ooh. DuckTales represent the goose feathers of ancient Kemet and the electromagnetic frequency. Also the feather on the scale. Come on, Sasha.
Mom, and DuckTales, their name wasn't supposed to be Louis.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't supposed to be that. What were they supposed to be?
Jet, Turbo, and Rebel.
Jet, Turbo, and Rebel was supposed to be their name instead of Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Like the jet from Egypt. What was the other one? What jet? What? Turbo.
And Rebel.
That means like fast. Rebel means going against the system. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anyway. Reese Dash. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna watch that show because I've heard, so many. I don't like being pulled in emotionally to something when I know that it's to trigger something because I like to be in control of that. So it's just a hotline bling. It's fine if y'all are. It's for the hotline bling. Like when I say the hotline bling, I mean it's like y'all are making the phone call. Your frequencies are sending out messages, um, telling on people, So in the future, when I say hotline bling, that means y'all are making a phone call to the cosmos and telling on some folks. That's all. Um, Thanks for the Electric God website recommendation. Such a good info. Yeah, thank you, Interior. Yeah, that website was. You know how Tesla said to view everything as a frequency. That website helps you to hieroglyphs into electromagnetic frequency information. They also have, I think they do other languages as well. But if you decode some of the symbols in ancient Kemet and you use that Electric God website, you're going to see a whole new level of technology that the ancient Egyptians had. They had straight up super technology way back then. Um, and scientists and people that study like all of this says that it totally checks out with how technology works today. 5G, you know, electricity, diodes, you know, they had free electricity like Tesla wanted to do to the US. So if you read that website, it has like a glossary of the different hieroglyphs and what they mean electrically, like in terms of technology, because this was their technology as well. You know how we have letters and numbers and codes that also have technological meaning, and and it also means something else for us too. They had the same kind of system. Hmm. Are you and me friends? Hey, Momo. Yes, I will be your friend. Momo. You look like you had a hard life, Momo. So I will be on your I'll be on your side. Um, I think it's called Electric God or God. No, it's called God Electric. Just type that in. William Levy, the dream that you had with the actor. William, Bill, Belize Bob, Kill Bill. What's his name? Last name? Levy. Y'all know what a Levy is. Levi, Archon. Uh-oh. Tax. You was kissing an Archon, baby. Archon is still was stealing your energy, baby. That don't worry, I had one too. They like to suck energy. They come in the form of celebrities and they take your energy. But now that you know that, they can't come no more. Okay, so you good. Hmm. It's a shock. You. The more you enjoy it, the more energy they steal. So it doesn't matter if they're dead or not. It was just it's a shape shifting archon that steals your energy. They use names too. They have to. Shoot, can we use weed smoke to clear my crystal? I don't know about no weed smoke clear crystal. That's for y'all weed smokers. I don't know. Like if you want to, I mean, I don't know. Ask Momo. She look like she be smoking. Momo might know. Um, I have no idea. Don't ask me anything about weed because I don't smoke weed. Ask High Priestess. She will know. She can tell you. Rose gold. Decode rose gold. As someone's name. Rose is like it could represent secret. It could also represent higher frequency gold. We know what gold is. A major conductor of electricity. That's melanin. hmm It could be a higher energy, a higher frequency being. hmm So I just was talking about GI Joe knowing half the battle. How do I protect myself from them stealing my energy? Know who they are. You know how they say once you know what a demon's name is, you can make them leave. What that means is once you know what their name means, you you know not to you know your frequency when you see them again in a dream or whatever, it's going to reject it. So once you know how to decode, you'll start decoding in your dream. Like if I see somebody named Bill or Will in my dream, I know who that is. If you see a character from a movie and you don't know the actor's name, you could use both, you know, use both to see what that means and then stop and start to control the dream. You know, the more you know and the higher you vibrate, the easier it is to control your dreams. You can lucid dream easier. So when you see them, know their names and start researching names. If you research people's name and you research everybody's name you come across, you may remember one or two of them, and you know that William, Bill is short for Will. You know, um, put one and two together. It's an archon. I had archon come to me one time, and they might look good in the form of the celebrity, but you have to decode their name. Their name is going to give them away. Hey, Al Pacino. Al Pacino. He played the devil in The Devil's Advocate. That's a straight up symbol. So yeah, did you have a dream of Al Pacino? Let me look up the word Al. It could be is his real name Al or Alan? What's his real name? Look up. Alfredo. His real name is Alfredo. Alfred. So look up Alfred. Alfred, Batman's butler. Mhm. I'm gonna look up the meaning of the word Alfred. The name Alfred. Alfred means elf. Elf or Freddy. Freddy means fame. Fred, like Freddy Krueger, means fame, which represents Lucifer. Elf, low electric frequency. ELF, low frequency. Pacino. Okay, let's look that up. That's why they chose him to play the devil's advocate or the devil in the devil's advocate because that's what his name means. You see, like when you get into Hollywood or the music industry, they really do these names so that they can make sense in the matrix. Okay, Pacino name. I'm researching on my phone. Peace, calm, tranquility. So he's smooth, right? Pax, peace. Mm-hmm. There you go. Pacino means peace or calm peace. So you have Alfred, Fred, Alfred, the bright shining peace, or elf, electric low frequency. Lucifer, light bearer, peaceful. So, it could be good or bad, but if they're taking your energy, that ain't good. You know, depending on what they're doing in the dream, I guess. hmm I'm here because somebody told me to watch it. Hey, Princess Yona. Thank you. How long you been on? I don't know. An hour and 50 minutes. That's a long time. But I'm getting ready to get off. So, I've already talked about how I decode and I read books and I keep journals and I write down all the things I'm decoding. Um, you know, make sure I don't have any distractions. When I get in my zone, I'm in my zone. And it makes it easier to walk around because when you write something, you actually learn it. If you keep writing, you actually learn at the same time because you're reading, looking, remembering, and writing. And so it helps you learn things faster than just reading a book, you know. So if you want to learn faster, read and write and, memorize at the same time. You're not always going to remember it, but it's going to be stuck in your subconscious mind for a second. And you always have the notes and the references to go back to. And you know how to research it because you've already researched it. So you know how to research other things similar. And so you find stuff faster, right? Incorporate all the senses. You have your candle lit for ambiance and smell. You have, your book, your paper, you're in a comfortable spot. All your senses are engaged. And so you're focused. So, yeah, make sure you have water too, because staying hydrated is very important for everything. I drink a lot of water every day because water is life. Water is a form of plasma. So you need water to activate all the good stuff in your body. I don't drink alcohol anymore. I don't do anything. I just drink water or tea or some fruit juice because that really gives you the best frequency. I'm trying to raise that frequency, you know. Thank you. This cup, no, I got this on Amazon. It's by Pandaria on Amazon. They have different designs. Someone actually, I don't know if I bought this or if someone gifted it to me, but if you gifted it to me, thank you. So I think I thanked someone on an old video sending that to me. I still use it. Thank you. It helps your skin look good too, y'all. And it retains your youth, your vitality, gives you energy. It helps you convert um, uh-oh, toxins out of your body. Water is the best thing you can drink, and especially if it's pure water and doesn't have any of that chemicals in it. Because we have like a water system, filtration system on our house. And alkaline water is even better. If you just put some lemon in it too, or some apple cider vinegar, you can make your own alkaline water. So water. hmm hmm Liquid hydrogen, right? You drink in moderation. Yeah, I drank in moderation, but I just stopped altogether now. I just like I don't even need it anymore. Like I don't even desire it. But if I want it, and if I decide to drink, I will, but I don't desire it. Mhm. Plus, I'm on my elixirs, and that's like a all day evolution of, you know, feeling good. Mhm. My elixirs, they're like minerals and they're an alchemy that works with your body. So this gets in your body and raises your frequency from within. You know, so I'm like, if you take these every day, it's like you don't need anything else. You good. Like you're focused mentally. You don't feel like, oh, I need to escape and relax and have a drink. You don't feel like, oh, I gotta, because this. But also, I don't have a lot of stress in my life, so I don't really need an outlet. Like um, alcohol or weed or nothing like that, because I don't have a stressful life. But if I did, or when I did, I sure did drink. Shoot, when I was a mortician, I used to drink a lot. That's a stressful thing to see every day. Mhm. The elixir. I have all the information linked in the description bar below. You can go to my Etsy store. It's called Dark Realm. Just go to the Etsy store and type in Dark Realm Assure Star Goddess. Realm. Dark Realm Assure Star Goddess. And I have all the elixirs from phase 1 through 7. Start with phase 1. And I also have the Vita elixirs, which are they're separate from the elixirs. They're gold, platinum, copper, and silver. Those are the nanoparticles. And if you want to take nano gold for higher frequency and faster neuron firing to think faster and connect more dots, you can get the gold. Phase 1 has a lot of gold in it as well, but it gives you a lot of energy. The silver is good for keeping your immune system high. If you take the silver, you'll never get sick. As far as like viruses, colds, stuff like that. The copper is good for increasing your melanin and also your frequency. It's really good for your skin. And then we have the platinum, which is really good for your energy, libido, and creativity. Phase 2 is good for your libido. If you on phase 1, phase 2, Rochelle, phase 2 is gonna surprise you. Phase 2 is like double, triple that. Wait till you get to phase 2. You better go to CVS before you get phase 2. Okay. If you're pregnant, check with your doctor if you can take this or not, because I'm not allowed to tell you any of that because I'm not a physician. Just ask them if nanoparticles of gold, silver, platinum, and minerals are okay to take while pregnant. Nanoparticle minerals such as gold, silver, platinum, iridium, and stuff like that. Um, my grandmother was Native American and wore copper bracelets. Yeah. Was she Cherokee? UFO kamikaze? Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you guys. I was going to do a whole new video on that, but I just mentioned it in the end of this one and probably do a video. So, Atlantis, Atlantis. So, I was studying the Rh negative bloodline and why it was in certain parts of the world. It's because it came from Atlantis. Because where Atlantis was, all the coastal regions of every continent that Atlantis coast was next to had a high percentage of Rh negative blood, because when Atlantis, quote unquote, sank, the people some of the people that escaped or traveled and abroad from Atlantis before it sank went to different continents from each side of the island. And so it makes perfect sense as to why Native Americans, such as Cherokee and the Basque people near France and Spain, and then a lot of the people in Nigeria and Mali, as well as yeah, have the Rh negative blood in droves because the island of Atlantis sat right in the Atlantic Ocean, and there's only a few ways that the people could go, and they landed on each coast of these continents. That's why you have a very low percentage in Asia because the Atlantic Ocean is not close to Asia. You have to cross all the way over and get there. Um, and so there's the lowest percentage is the further you get out into Asia towards the Pacific. And then it gets higher as you get closer to the coastlines of the Atlantic. So you would have, y'all, I'm drawing something, don't laugh at me. Look. Okay, so then you'd have, you know, so this is, um, so you'd have this. And so the highest percentage of Rh negative would be here, 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 and here. Because Atlantis was right here. And I drew a little mountain peak. And Atlantis was here. You remember when Michael Jackson was singing Remember the Time? And he was talking about in Spain, on the beach, you and me. In Spain, on the beach, on the coast, you and me. What about us? You know, and remember in the Emerald Tablets, those said, run to the land of Kim and give this knowledge because, you know, Atlantis is gone. And then if they were to get to the coast of Spain, it would be on the beach, right? So he was trying to put a message out there. So that's why there's a high percentage right there because the highest part of Atlantis was in the north because of the mountains. And so they would, if it was sinking or flooding, then people would go to higher ground and then jump or swim or, you know, take a ship or whatever. And those who didn't, you know, those who left early would go here. So the most that Rh negative bloodline is from because they were scientists. They did a lot of genetic engineering as well. Well, that's where it came from, and that's why those coastal places have it. hmm Yeah, that whole Atlantis thing and the Bermuda Triangle thing, and yeah, there's like artifacts and statues all under the water. So I mean, it was there. Mm, I think that people can be violent in so many different ways. People can use disease to kill, just as they can use a knife or a gun. You know, some people could use science to kill. So I don't really feel like violence has a lot to do with anything. I feel like it is all intention and agenda, you know? The most dangerous person is someone who's not violent. I'll tell you that. It's a thinker. The most dangerous person is a thinker. Dangerous, not a violent person. So I would be more afraid of the thinkers than the violent people because the thinkers can outsmart anything. They can outsmart a violent person, you know, any day. The violent person may be the cover for the thinkers. You might be looking at the wrong people. Because if I was a mastermind evil villain, I'm not getting my hands dirty. I'm just coming up with the information and the plan and I'm executing it. And I need someone to distract people from what I'm doing over here. Um, you know, so I'm gonna cause a distraction. You said blow that foot powder. So hiding in plain sight, exactly. So yeah, I feel that if you have a thinker, scientists, technology, that's where the violence is. The other stuff is a distraction to keep your mind off of certain things so that the plans are executed without a hitch. Hmm. Cayenne peppers, sulfur place. Oh, y'all are talking about some powder. Hmm. What do you think of ancient shaman societies? I was watching a documentary on a lot of um, cultures, and some of them are not very. I mean, I don't know. Some of them's purpose does not lead to longevity, but that's just how they were used to living for so long. They never really branched out. I was watching this one um, video about these people that lived on the coast of Indonesia in these little islands, and they were fishers and all they did was fish all day and they developed and evolved to where they would live on the water in these little houses and could breathe underwater for like 5 minutes straight, not breathe but hold their breath for 5 minutes straight. So their human body evolved to swim underwater a long time, but their life expectancy was like 35 years. So and they had their own culture, their own spirituality and everything. So I feel like some cultures, some spiritualities, they have their own cultures and reasons based on where they live, what animals was around them, how they had to evolve and adapt to their environments. So if you take a shaman, they may be connected into the cosmos of course, if they are connected to the cosmos as well. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they have a lot of the history, I'm going to call it the history and ancient knowledge of prior worlds or whatever. And maybe they do because they all have a story. It just depends on how advanced their civilization was. Hmm. Um, yay. What's my diet like? Well, for now, I'm vegan. Or no, no, no. I was corrected. I have to say I'm plant based. Someone corrected me. I am plant based. I have not joined the cult of vegan, so I have to say that I'm plant-based. It's another way to say vegan without having the moral cult-like craziness that comes with it. The cult of vegan. So I've been told that I cannot say that I'm vegan by one of the cult members. They said that I couldn't claim that. So I have to say I'm plant-based. But basically I'm vegan without the cult. And Texas is known for its barbecue. James bought some barbecue here today. I didn't even open it up. I've lived here all my life. I ate enough barbecue to last me forever. I drank enough alcohol to last me forever. I indulged. I enjoyed my life. I had a good life. But when you get older, you get wiser, and you got to make better decisions. But it was good, and it's good. I eat the baked potato. I get me some jackfruit, throw some barbecue sauce and stuff on there, some pickles and onions. I know how to make it work. I still eat tacos because we do a lot of Mexican food down here. I give me some tortillas and some avocados. You can make fried avocados now. Like if y'all know Torchy's tacos, you get some batter, like just some flour and stuff, and you make a little batter with water and the stuff, and then you fry it. And then you put it in the tortilla, throw some salsa on it, some chips and salsa. It's good. Mhm. Someone said disgusting. Or you can do some refried beans, some vegetarian refried beans in the tortilla with some red sauce. um, what else do we make? Creole beans and rice. Um, what else do we make? We do a lot of like Asian foods, stir fry, broccoli and spring roll. Mhm. Lundi Ali, y'all, you need to do some research and you need to question yourself. I mean, if you look up Queen Charlotte, you know that she has some melanin. They got to keep some melanin in their DNA and their bloodline every so often. That's why Meghan Markle had to marry into the royal family. They put a little bit of touch in there every now and then. Okay, you got to question yourself and why you didn't research before you made a fool out of yourself in the comments. Um, so y'all don't question me, question yourselves. Question everything, but don't come on my channel saying why y'all don't question it. That's just rude. Okay, do your own research exactly. Go look up Go look up Charlotte. Go look up Meghan Markle. Go look up the history of planted, melanated people in the royal family to keep a little bloodline going. Look up the descendants of Thoth. There you go. Or Tahuti. Exactly. It's so funny that like they don't. You said po thing. She will make me a video editing. She will make a video eating pork. I have not eaten pork since the 90s, and I hated pork. I didn't even like it in the 90s. Put spinach and blueberries and everything. I don't know about that combination, but mm, yes. When we make like pasta with marinara, we put basil and spinach in it, like the spinach leaves, and they like wilt a little bit. It's good. Do I like chia seeds? I'm not one of those type of vegans that be throwing seeds and stuff everywhere yet. I mean, I'm from Texas. I'm from the South, so my vegan food is gonna be a little southern. But if they throw it in a smoothie or on a salad, I'll eat it. I've eaten them before, but like in smoothies and stuff, yes. Hmm. I'm not one of them crazy people that's in into all of, that. That's not yet. I don't know. Like my whole life don't revolve around stuff like that. I'm more into the information. I just eat when I'm hungry, okay? I don't be thinking about food all day. Mm. What's more important, self-actualization or occult history? Both, because they go hand in hand. You don't know who you are. You can't self-actualize if you don't know who you are. You could be doing the wrong stuff. You'd be done, just like they tried to take, the information from the libraries of Egypt and they couldn't make it work without a special ingredient. So you might be doing self-actualization and the great work, but you're missing something. So it's very important to understand certain things because you may be wasting a lot of time and energy. Just like all those scientists that were telling Tesla he was wrong about dark energy and dark matter, and now they're behind 300 years or 30 years because they wouldn't listen. you know, um, because they didn't want to be wrong. Thank you, Hey Nay. Hey, Shira, just because I love you. Oh, thank you so much, Pisces fam. Hey, hey, Nay. So, you know, it's always good to have an open mind. Don't ever dismiss anything. Just keep an open mind. You know, um, you don't have to take everything as fate, you know, as truth. Just keep that open, just in case it is, or in case it might be when you become on a higher level of consciousness. It might not be true to you today, but it could be very true tomorrow. hmm So, anyway, my bird stops signs juicers. What? hmm Anyway, let me get this. Ashura, I want a job so bad. Is there a witchcraft I can do? Well, I used to do prosperity manifestation candles or job manifestation candles. But if you want something, just go take it. Go get it. You feel like you're supposed to work somewhere, don't stop till you got a job there. If you feel, because some people work. The only reason I worked is because I, really liked the profession I was in. I if I didn't enjoy my job, I would probably quit it real quick. So I must enjoy something that I'm doing. Then it also gave me the skills and organization to work for myself or start my own businesses and stuff like that online. So it's a good experience if you're young or if you are, trying to open up your own business or start your own business. It gives you uh, a little bit of experience and organization. hmm I actually have go to my spells playlist on my YouTube channel, and there's some spells in there. I love you so much, Shira, but I really want you to stop acting like RH negative is more. I didn't say RH negative was more special. All I said was they came from a sinking land. You want to come from a sinking land? Okay. Europeans were not always white, darling. You gotta go do your research. Please, baby, do your research. Stop coming on here looking foolish. I feel sorry for you in your future. Just go do your research. That's all. Go read, baby. Tell the people in the comments will tell you. Have you ever heard of a Spanish Moor? Have you ever heard of um, these Caucasian was not even originally white. Y'all have to go do some research. Like, y'all got to learn some stuff. Hmm. You only know like this much when you're talking to somebody that knows this much compared to this much. They say little knowledge is very dangerous. Please learn more. Just keep going. Just keep flipping them pages. Keep hitting that search bar. You'll see. And I'm not even mad at you because I would have said the same thing a couple of years ago. Just keep going. Go read the story of go read the book of Enoch, go read the story of the fallen angels, go read the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, go read all of that stuff. Go watch Avengers, go watch The Matrix, go watch Lion King. Look, I'm trying to help them. Now, I said on other videos, it doesn't mean you're special. It just means that there's a hybrid genetic thing there that's going on. Um, and think about this. Let me tell y'all something. A long time ago, when my mom, back in the old days, you had to get a blood test to get married. Y'all remember them old days when you had to get a blood test to get married? Why? Think about this for a second. You had to get a blood test to get married. Why? Because prior to the 1930s, Rh negative and Rh positive could not always successfully carry a baby to term. Okay. So until they came up with the antigen, so that it's called a ROGAM shot, so that you could. So there is, that's the whole movie Us was about. That's why they had all those rabbits in the cages. They were coming up with the antigen for Rh negative. Okay. So please do research. Like, if you don't understand something, don't jump to a conclusion. Keep your mind open because it will keep follow the white rabbit. Remember in Alice in Wonderland and in the Matrix, follow the white rabbit. That's what they're telling you. The rabbit hole gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper until you just sound crazy, like you're just saying random words that don't make sense anymore. You just sound crazy because you're walking around saying the plasma. That's how deep it gets. So, if y'all wonder what my sweatshirts and my merch down there under the description bar means, that's what the plasma. That's what we all turn into eventually. And if you scroll over, if you're more witchy than sciencey, if you scroll over, I also have these T-shirts and hoodies under there too. It says I put a spell on you, and they have them in T-shirt form. So I have something for everybody.
Did you get me anything?
Oh, you can have this. This one is yours.
Yay. Yay, now I have merch.
You got merch.
Next year.
You can wear that around Halloween if you like. I'll get you one that says the plasma too, okay?
Okay. Yay, you get my mom's merch.
It's a strawberry full moon, yes. I think it's also reflecting off of the colors of Jupiter as well as the sun, and it's making that like this really pretty pink color. Mhm. Right. The original human is A positive at the end of the day. Yeah. Well, it don't really matter as long as your frequency is high and you got the information. Isn't that really all that matters? Let me ask you a question. Let me break it down in a nutshell what the Rh negative is for people that have this complex. If you were an alien and you came from outer space and you had melanin, but you were different than the humans already on the earth, including the melanated humans, you were a little different. And you made it with someone with lighter skin than you, the daughters of Earth, and you lost some of that melanin. And then your son or daughter made it with a lighter person and they lost some of their melanin until they didn't have no more melanin left, but they still had the Rh negative. And then when they died, their plasma didn't have enough frequency or melanin to get back into the cosmos from where they came from. So they were stuck until they were reborn back into a Rh negative melanated body. Now, how would that happen? Well, it happened to a lot of African Americans because of the slave trade. And that is what they call the son of man. The son of man. Man would be the man of earth. And so the slave master or slave owner would be man, son, plasma, melanin man that comes from earth man through the rape and children of slaves. So that would be after 4,000 years and then 400 years, and then the Son of Man would appear in a distant land. So the Son of Man would represent um, the fallen, or the what they call the cursed, or the fallen angels that were cursed and could not leave and were trapped on the earth. Why would you be trapped on the earth if you weren't from the earth? That's what the whole thing is about. Getting back into a melanated body with your blood type. And so that's all they are. It's a group of cursed people that curse themselves out. That's the whole thing about Drake. Remember, I told you I was going to decode that Drake thing. He says, y'all call me a curse, but y'all cursed yourselves out. That's exactly what he's talking about. They called Drake a curse. And then he comes back and says, but y'all cursed yourselves out. And so in the Toronto Raptor Instagram message thing. So Rh negative ain't nothing but some people that came here and cursed themselves out. And then they had to go through all of that to come back so they could leave in a plasma with melanin. That's all that is. It has nothing to do with who's better and who's worse. And actually was a long cycle. And now people can finally be free and go back to where they came from. That's it. If you read the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, he says, children of the sun, teach the children of the earth. Da 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 da. Make sure you can go back. See, when Thoth, read his story. He went down into the earth when he died or whatever. And he went and talked to the Lord, the Dark Lord of the earth, and of Amenti. And he said, oh, we have a son. We have a son here. That means he could get out. He had melanin. So he didn't belong in the earth. He could go back out. So that's what he did. That's what happened when he stole the throne from Heru. He took his melanin. That was it. See, all the stories go together. Uh-huh. Why do you think the Queen of England has the Rh negative? Don't you know the story of the Dogon? Go read that too, Lundy. God, I got to teach you everything. Go read the story of the Dogon and why there's Rh negative blood in the royal family. Teaching the earthlings, right? the song "Pull Up in a Lemon" is it's actually it's talking about those people who cursed themselves out, who don't have any more melanin, and so they want it to rule the world, they want it to do this, but they keep a little drop, they keep their bloodline going, but they don't have the melanin to go with it. So every once in a while, they put in a melanated person in their family to keep some curly hair or some dark features. But at the end of the day, all they have is the blood. They don't have the escape. So yes, the Queen of England has Rh negative blood, but she also has a black aunt. And now Meghan Markle is having a child. So now the royal blood will be in a melanated child as well that has like this much melanin. Okay. Then it will keep going. You just need to open your eyes a little bit more. So just think about it for a second. Just think. Stop and think. Don't get emotional. Just think. Okay. It's a it was a curse because they couldn't get out and now they can get back out. People with melanin and positive blood, they good. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. This was a whole thing that we had to focus on. You know, this is a whole problem for a whole different group of people. It has nothing to do with anyone else. In fact, um, it didn't have anything to do with being better or worse. We were trapped. That's why they call it the trap. Okay, okay, Lundy, whatever. I'm just gonna let you be in your ignorance because I don't really care anyway. I'm done with you. I'm gonna go to people that have their minds open. So, we had no vampire blood until slavery. Exactly. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's how they're gonna is that's how they escaped. So, but then if you think about the Cherokee, now the Cherokee had Rh negative blood before because of where Atlantis sat in the ocean and the coasts of the island of Atlantis were near the Americas. And so those people got over there safe. So that's why you have a lot of Rh negative blood in the Native Americans before colonization. Okay. So that group of people has it for a whole different reason. Hmm. So what happens when you take monatomic gold? Well, it's the same thing as having a higher frequency because the gold conducts electricity. Your body works off of electricity. So your frequency will just rise. You'll be able to think faster. You'll have more energy. You connect more thoughts. Let's say you're decoding something and you can only decode up to 2 or 3 connections. Gold will help you connect 3, 4, 5, and 6 versus 1, 2, and 3. You can keep going longer. It's like a good conductor of electricity and brain neurons firing. Yeah, Princess Charlotte. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Sasha. Sasha Victoria. Hey, you and my daughter have the same name, Sasha. And I was gonna name her Victoria too. She has the same name. I was gonna name her either Sasha or Victoria. And now you have both names. Hey, Eureka. Good morning from Africa. Hey. Silver, monatomic silver is good for immune system and keeping your immune system high. Platinum is good for energy, creativity, libido, and things like that. Hmm. Who here is oh, what's my spell website? Um, I have a playlist of spells on YouTube of videos that I've done. Just go to my YouTube channel and hit playlist and look for the spells playlist. I also posted it earlier on my community section if you want to go check that out. So I'm about to go. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for everybody who donated. I had a good time with y'all tonight. Um, mhm. And to leave you guys with something, the RH negative is no better or worse than any other blood type. It's just a different frequency. That's it. Different don't mean better. It just means different. So um, I never would say I'm better than anybody. I mean, I would, but not for that reason.
Mama, after your video, can we eat food?
Yeah,
can we
you
order something?
you hungry? Sure, I'll go make some. So
I
I
said
mean, if
order.
I'm gonna say I'm better than somebody, it's not gonna be because of my blood. All right, I'm see y'all later.